Hi, this is Di, the bass playing mom, and today I'm going to make a video about this bass, my Fender Mustang PJ bass. So this is the bass that we're going to talk about today. I got this bass last year at Christmas, and it's been a year, and so I thought it was a perfect time to talk to you about how it was working out. So there are some pluses about this bass and some minuses if you're thinking about purchasing. These are good things to know. So my favorite thing about this bass is there is no hum. Having owned another Mustang and a Music Master previous, I'm used to Fender short scale basses and I'm used to dealing with hum. Now I had the entire cavity of my last bass lined with copper, and I still had some hum to deal with, and I have not experienced any hum with this bass. And I tested it this weekend. This weekend I played bass for a Christmas service, and they had LED Christmas lights, and something like that was actually, it was interfering with our guitar player's Strat. If he put his guitar like this, there was no hum, and when he went like this, there was hum. So whenever it faced those lights, and then they do a sound check with the lights off and there was no hum again, and then with the lights on, so you had to watch where he stood and all those things. And I am used to having that drama with my basses. I've had so much trouble with that, but not this bass. That is a real plus, is that this bass, I don't know if they grounded it differently, I don't know if they lined it with copper or what all they did, but I've had no experience with hum out of it, and I am so grateful. It is such a relief after so many years of battling the hum. And Christmas is the worst, quite frankly. We had a setup where they were put out Edison lights the night before, and I was humming like crazy off those Edison lights, and they had to place me so they hung right over my head, like people don't think. Anyway, they think if they put it in a different chord, all of a sudden the hum's going to go away, and that's just not how it works. So it was pretty incredible getting to play this bass for a Christmas service and not having any hum to contend with. I have to say, that is my biggest plus on this bass, because the battle with the hum has been mind-numbing. Anyway, and then I will talk about the biggest minus on this bass. The location of this switch. Now this is the switch that sets it either to this set of pickups, to the back set of pickups, or the one in the middle. I seriously don't know how many sound checks I've been through where they said, no, we're just not getting out of your bass what we usually do. It seems really weak. We don't know why. I'm like, I can't find anything. I'm adjusting pedals. I'm making sure my volume knob's all the way up. I'm checking everything. And then I find this switch flipped from getting it in and out of the case. I bump this putting the bass on. I bump it taking it off. I bump it all the time. I'm not a fan of this switch. I like what it does. That's great. When I want to change my tone, I can change my tone. But I bump this so often. And the newer basses, because this one now is, you know, a year-old design, there is a newer bass, and it has 3 knobs. And the third knob is how you switch it between the pickups, which gives you more choices, right? With a knob, I could have it 2/3 of the way on this pickup and 1/3 of the way on this pickup. Or I could have it all the way over, or all the way, or smack dab in the middle. I don't find myself bumping the knobs that often, but this drives me nuts, because I am accidentally bumping it all the time, and is just not a great location, I have to say. I think it looks a little goofy too. Having a row of 3 knobs, I think, is a lot more aesthetically pleasing. And so if I had it to do over again, I would probably wait for a bass with a knob instead of a switch, because this is a problem almost every time I play, every gig. So I could live without that. I put strap locks on it right away. I don't regret that. I haven't had any trouble. I have had nosedive, which people have said they've returned this bass over the nosedive. I'm not that frustrated with it, but I do have some. I think part of the problem is my strap. It looks really cool because this is a sonic blue bass and the strap has blue in it. It brings the blue out. But the back side of it's vinyl, which is really, really slick. What I've done to get around the nosedive is I make sure that the strap is against my skin on my neck, because then it doesn't dive because it's stuck to the skin on my neck. But you can see here, if I put it on my sweater, it's gonna do this. It's not too bad, really. It just makes me nervous that it's gonna go all the way over, but it doesn't. It goes about that far. So I tend to keep the strap right there on my neck. I just make sure I have no hair and no shirt or anything in the way, and then I don't have to worry about it at all. It's one of those annoying things when you go to do something, you can feel it starting to dive down. And there are fixes for that. You can put weights in this part of the base. I could get a different strap. It's inconvenient occasionally. It's not the end of the world to me. So if you're one of those people who cannot stand a nosedive, this is not the base for you. But if you can tolerate it just like I can, it's worth it because it is a great base. I'm on my broken amp because I haven't got it fixed yet. I've had real life interfering. The bridge has been great. I've had bad bridges before. This is a good bridge. I like the bridge. The pick guard is white instead of sonic blue, so you can see the difference, which I think is cool. And, you know, your typical rosewood fretboard. I found the keys don't stick. They're pretty solid, and so that's not been a problem. The neck, I really like this design, that it has this strip of wood right down the neck. Right down the neck, I like that because it reminds me where to put my thumb so I can reach better. If your thumb's in the middle, you can have a bigger reach. So I like that. I am extremely happy with my purchase. I don't know if you'd be as happy because of the nosedive and this dang switch. So, you know, there are alternatives. I'm just glad to see that, you know, a basic design, I mean, this design goes back, it's really not that different than any of the other Fender basses going back probably to the 60s or the 50s, right? It's not that much different, and yet they've improved upon it, right? Give me the option of either set of pickups is definitely an improvement. Having it not hum is a huge improvement. And so I have to say my credit goes to Fender for figuring out a way to improve what was already a really good bass. And this bridge, oh my gosh, this bridge on my Music Master is such an improvement. So it doesn't feel like a low-end bass, you know, because these short scale basses are cheaper. And this isn't the professional, this is a Japanese bass, but they found a way to make it even better, and I'm sure that the next generation is going to be great. Don't forget those links down below if you're interested in looking at some basses. Super happy with this. I didn't know it was going to be mine. If you want to go back, there's a couple videos, the sneak peek to this bass, and then a video of where I demoed this bass. It was a surprise to me. I saw it in the music store and lost my marbles and had a huge case of bass envy. You know what I'm talking about. A huge case of bass envy, and I wanted it real bad, but I didn't even think it was a possibility, and somehow my husband had made a mental note of it and got it for me. A complete surprise at Christmas. They hid the whole thing. I had no idea. The only smallest hint was that Facebook kept suggesting this bass, and I thought, wow, the internet, it is just reading my mind. In fact, you know, it had been searched. So it was coming up in search because my husband had looked at it in search. Anyway, I am very glad to have this bass. It has been the biggest asset of any of my basses. If you have this bass or one similar to it, please tell me down in the comments what you think about it. Has it been an asset to you? Have you dealt okay with the dive on the neck? And how about this darn switch? Fender, send me a knob. Maybe I could, that'd be funny if I switched it out, wouldn't it? That'd be a weird reason. I don't know if I want to crack the pick guard since it's hum free. I kind of want it to stay that way. Anyway, as I record this, it is a week before Christmas, and the next video is due on Tuesday night, which is Christmas Eve. I'm going to take it off. I am not going to record a video for you guys on Tuesday night, so there will not be a video on Christmas Eve, but I will catch up with you on New Year's Eve, the next Tuesday, and I will get you another video. Thank you so much for your feedback on the community tab. I've been sending you little polls saying, hey, what video should I make next? And you guys have really helped me narrow down my thought process and pick what video is going to go out next, and I really appreciate you all voting. It really makes a big difference. We hit over 1,800 subscribers in the last couple days, and I just appreciate it so much. It is really great to be able to encourage other people. I got a really lovely email from somebody who was encouraged in their bass playing because of these videos. You know, sometimes I get down myself. We just played Christmas music and the music is so hard. Some days are a lot harder to keep going as a bass player because I can get discouraged with my own lack of skill sometimes. And so having your guys' feedback, you know, I don't feel like I'm worthy a lot of times to make these videos because I know that like at a particular gig I did not play to the level I should have been. But having you guys chime in and your encouragement and your appreciation in these videos makes it so that I keep trying and keep practicing and keep learning new songs and trying to learn new skills and to be a better player. And so I really appreciate how you all keep me going. And so please use the comments down below. Let me know how things are going for you. I would love to hear. And we can encourage each other to keep going, fighting that good fight. So thank you so much. There are more videos about this bass in a playlist over here. And so you don't want to miss that. Go ahead and click through and you can see those videos.